Today on the Trent Out Loud podcast. Antione Massey. First of all, your name suits you perfectly because you're hella messy. Second of all, how are you going to make a video after you broke out of jail, post it on Instagram, claiming your innocence, asking people to help you? Bro, you just broke out of jail. That in itself is a crime, meaning you are not innocent. What are you thinking? I don't know who sent yesterday's podcast to Vanessa Bryant, but in yesterday's episode, I begged Vanessa Bryant to either confirm or deny these pregnancy rumors because I knew there was no way she could have stepped out on the Black Mamba. Today, she has come out and denied those rumors. I know Kobe Bryant is somewhere in heaven high-fiving Jesus right now. Today in the Diddy trial, the prosecution had one of their best days in proving Rico. Not only did they close a lot of loops, but they also proved bribery and witness tampering. I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. Diddy, you're going to jail for life. Remember when Diddy used to make those B's to stand for like bad boy? He should come up with a new one. I'm going to jail for life. That's not even a J, but whatever. What up? It's Trent Out Loud, and I'm back with another episode. All right, depending what time zone you're in, it's Tuesday night or Wednesday morning. And to those celebrating Wednesday morning, congratulations. You've made it halfway up the mountaintop. The weekend is only 2 days away. I'm happy for y'all. All right, I have a great show set up for you guys today. I have two lead stories. We're going to kick it off by talking about a wanted fugitive that posted a video on Instagram claiming his innocence, and he's actually begging Donald Trump for help. In Diddy news, it was day 15 in his trial, and it came out that Diddy paid Ed Garcia $100,000 for the Cassie InterContinental CNN video. And he also testified that he signed an NDA. We have the full daily recap for y'all. In quick news, we're going to talk Vanessa Bryant, Akademiks, Kai Cenat, Cardi B, Stefon Diggs, 50 Cent, Kylie Jenner, and Tory Lanez. As always, we're going to close out the show with comments of the day, social discussion of the day, question of the day, and a little bit of sports news. Y'all know what time it is. Turn your TVs, your radio, or your devices up. We'll start this show. Let's go. Our first lead story. Wanted New Orleans fugitive Antione Massey posts video stating his innocence, claims he was let out because he was wrongly jailed, calls on Donald Trump for help. He says that they said that he is armed and dangerous, but he has a heart and he is a good person. All right, I'm going to get to the video soon. I just want to give you guys some context for those of you who may have forgot about this. Remember around 2 weeks ago, or maybe even 3 weeks ago, I showed you guys a video of 10 guys breaking out of a New Orleans jail, and they were ran across the freeway. And then every day after that, I showed you like somebody getting caught. Well, as of right now, today, there are still 2 more men at large, Antione Massey being one of them. And my man put out a video being like, yo, I'm innocent, after he broke out of jail, which is a crime, and asking a bunch of rappers and Donald Trump to help him. Let's get into it, all right? Wanted fugitive Antione Massey has recently posted a video proclaiming his innocence while still on the run. I find that hilarious to me. I'm innocent, but I'm on the run. In a near 10-minute long video, Massey explained how the charges that he was in jail for are falsely charged. He was being held on multiple charges, including DV, by a very harsh way, taking somebody, and the R word. He claims the woman who originally accused them of these things admitted in a statement that Massey did not harm her in any way. In fact, Massey says the woman allegedly lied on him because they were dating and she thought he was cheating on her. Despite this info, Massey remained in jail. Massey then went on to debunk the story about him allegedly threatening a maintenance worker a few weeks ago. Last week, it was reported that Sterling Williams, a jail maintenance worker, was thrown in jail on charges for allegedly helping inmates to escape. The man claimed Massey threatened him if he wouldn't help him. Massey says that that's a flat-out lie because there is no way that he could be alone with Williams in the prison, and says Williams could have easily snitched on him if he felt like his life was in danger. Massey ended the video pleading with the media to help his case be heard so that he can be free. He claims he only ran because he knew he wasn't supposed to be incarcerated and was scared he would end up staying in jail due to a corrupt prison system. Because he didn't have a lawyer, Massey believed the system is taking advantage of him. He is urging celebrities like Meek Mill's Lil Wayne, NBA YoungBoy, and Donald Trump to help him truly become a free man. Can't make this stuff up, people. Here is a video. Take a listen. It's a 10-minute long video. I'll put the whole thing up on Formally Out Loud, FORMALLY. I'm only going to play a couple of clips here. Take a listen.
I'm one of the ones that was let out of GC. What I want to talk about today as far as why I was in Orleans Parish jail. I was in custody for almost 8 months. All right, 6 months, something like that. This woman right here, her name is Diamond White. That's her name. This is a district attorney drop form right here. And she's not a child. She's an adult, a full adult. I was dating this woman. This is a legalized affidavit saying all allegations against me is false. You remember, all allegations against me is false. I was nowhere around her or none of that. And you know the judges and DA know that this person is saying that all the charges that you're on, that you did not do, why was you still in jail? So I'm asking for help from the world, from Meek Mills, Lil Wayne, YoungBoy, Donald Trump. I'm asking for these people. I couldn't even get a lawyer. I couldn't even afford a lawyer to prove my innocence while I was in Orleans Parish jail. They say that I broke out. I didn't break out. I was let out. My name is Antione Massey.
All right, so let me give you guys even more context to this story. I've watched a couple of YouTubers do some deep dives into this. This guy, Antione Massey, was in jail prior to this, and from what I've heard, he's actually escaped jail one time before. That's one thing. Second of all, he's had other charges than the charges that he's talking about now. And third of all, this charge that he's talking about, that his ex-girlfriend has testified to say, hey, everything that he is being charged for, it didn't happen. I lied. It's only because he was cheating on me. A lot of people are saying that at the scene of the crime, there was a lot of evidence. We've talked about this week about circumstantial evidence and direct evidence. There was a lot of direct evidence of DV and a lot of those things that he was accused of, and the cops have that. So what it's looking like is this was his ex-girlfriend, or maybe still his present girlfriend. We're not too sure what's going on, but it's a situation where this incident happened. She called the cops on him. He got arrested, and now she's trying to get her man out, right? It's feeling like, you know what? Sorry that this happened. We talked about this with Cassie. We talked about those other people that go through DV, where sometimes you feel sorry for the person who is doing these things for you. So that's what it's looking like, that it's alleged that now she's coming back and saying that these things are not true. But like I said to you, there's so much direct evidence that the police took from the actual scene that it doesn't matter what she's testifying, and she cannot take back and undo what she already told the cops the night of the event that happened. Here's the bigger problem. He has only been in jail for, I think, if I'm not mistaken, 8 months. And because of his priors, he did not have bail. And his trial didn't even start yet. So he could have maybe beaten this case. It's possible. Not super likely. Like I told you, they have a lot of direct evidence, fingerprints, blood, etc., hair, all that. But with the girlfriend testifying, maybe she would have got up on the stand and said, this wasn't him, I started it, or whatever it is, and she could have lied for him to get him off. Now his chances are ruined because he just broke out of jail, which is anywhere from, I think, a 4 to 7 year prison sentence. So if you're in jail on trial for a case that you feel like you might beat, why would you break out of jail and then get online and be like, hey guys, I'm innocent? Now, I understand that you feel like the attention that is on you now, people are going to hear your story. I get that, because everybody in jail is claiming that they're innocent, and you will be the whatever 50,000th inmate that's being like, hey, I'm innocent, hear my story. So I understand how this is making them hear his story more, but it's still stupid. You know what I mean? Because now, even if they hear your story and it's debunked, you still got to go to jail for 5 years or 7 years because you escaped. And this line about like, oh, I didn't escape, I was let out. Bro, how can you be let out behind the back of a toilet at the wall that's cut out? Like, I showed you guys the pictures. It's not like, oh, I was let out the front door and I didn't know what was happening. Like, you cannot say that and plead that to the judge. Well, I thought this guy was letting me out. I had to crawl behind a toilet and a wall that was cut out from a brick wall, and then I ran across the highway. I just thought I was getting let out. Anyways, this guy is hella messy. Anyways, let me know what you think about Antione Massey in the comment section below. Our second lead story. All right, let's get into day 15 of the Diddy trial. I got a lot to tell you guys. We're going to start out with heading back to yesterday. I want to tell you something about Brian Steele. Then I will tell you about one of the last witnesses from yesterday, Sylvia Oken. And then today started out with an outburst in court, Ed Garcia, and then Derek Ferguson. Okay. So let's start out with Brian Steele. Yesterday, we told you guys that it was Mia's last day of cross-examination. For those of you who don't remember, Mia is victim 4, one of Diddy's ex-assistants, best friends with Cassie, okay? So yesterday, I told you guys how aggressive Brian Steele, Diddy's lawyer, was being with Mia. So much so that there was, I think, more objections yesterday than any other day. And Maureen Comey, who is the lead prosecutor, she had to get up to the judge and say, the line of questioning that Brian Steele is doing to Mia is going to make women for years not want to come to court ever to talk about anything of R wording or essaying, because he is badgering her so much, and it's a bad precedent. The judge tried his best to rein in Brian Steele, but Brian Steele kept on going. Now, some of you might question, why is he doing that? Even I question. I understand cross-examination, and I understand, being aggressive with a witness, and, you want to, that's the defense's job. I said that yesterday. You want to try to make this person seem less credible than you don't believe their testimony. That's what they're getting paid $3 million for. But I thought about it more last night, and it's something that I've been saying for the past, since the trial started. Diddy knows the mountain of evidence that's against him, even though most of it is circumstantial. And Diddy knows that he does not have many ways out of this case. And I have said that they are really focusing on trying to get a mistrial and or an appeal. And then after that, it'll be Donald Trump pardon. But let's put Donald Trump pardon aside for a second. So it got me to thinking, why would Brian Steele be badgering the witness so much for Maureen Comey to get up and say that? Light bulb went off. He is trying, when you're badgering a witness and when you're trying to put things in the jury's head, he said things that made her seem like a liar. He said things that he was like talking for her. Like a lawyer, you need to ask a question and you need to answer. He was answering her questions for her or making statements. And every time you do that, you get an objection. Like, you cannot say that, she was, out for money. You can't say this, lies and all that stuff. You can't put things in the jury's head. He yesterday was trying to get a mistrial. If you put so many things that are false in the jury's mind, the prosecution at some point will look and be like, these jurors are so misled by the statements from the defense team, we can no longer continue this case and we're going to ask for a mistrial. Now, because this is so high profile and there's so much time and so much money that's gone into this, Maureen Comey and the prosecution are for sure never going to ask for a mistrial. So that's advantage Diddy. His lawyers, especially Brian Steele, they're going to continue badgering witnesses. They're going to continue planting seeds in the jury's mind because they know that Maureen Comey and the prosecution are never going to ask for a mistrial. The only way that a mistrial will happen is if the judge says that somebody did something and there was a mistrial, or something happened with one of the jurors or whatever, they're not going to have themselves be the one that ask it. So brilliant in the side of, trying to get Diddy off, horrible in the side of, going forward, they could plant so many misleading things in the jury's mind, knowing that the prosecution will never ask for a mistrial. Pretty scary. One of the things, the examples that we saw it was, Mia said that she never told anybody about the R wording, but she told her therapist. And Brian Steele said, okay, because the whole thing is, how could you have never told anybody about this? Like, nobody ever knew. And the only time you ever even told the Maureen Comey and the prosecution was the third time you met with this. Where do we have any evidence that this ever happened? And she said, well, I actually told my therapist in, let's say, like 2018 or 19. And she used that as proof. And Brian Steele asked her, would you grant us permission to go back to your therapist and release the confidentiality? And then Maureen Comey was like, that's illegal. You cannot do that. You cannot ask a witness to do that in front of the jury, because if she says, no, I don't want you to do that, it makes her seem like she's lying, which is, again, planting seeds in the jury's mind. So that's just one example of something you can't do. You can't say, like, hey, could we go and ask your therapist to release his confidentiality, his or her confidentiality clause? So, like, little dirty tactics like that, little questions like that, that's making the jury think maybe she's lying. You cannot do that. Anyways, so yesterday, I forgot to tell you about Sylvia Oken, not a huge witness, but she was actually there to help prove Rico. She was a manager at a hotel, and she was just there to testify that Diddy would stay at these hotels. She alleges that she assumes that they were doing free costs, but he was there under a different name. And he said that, do I have any writing about this? Let me see. Here it is. The prosecution's called a net witness Sylvia Oken. Oken has been an employee at the Beverly Hills Hotel for 17 years as a director of sales and marketing. Oken testified Diddy booked rooms at the Beverly Hills Hotel under an alias, but a bad boy employee used his American Express card to pay for them. The prosecutor showed the jury a hotel record that showed Cassie was listed as an accompanied guest at the hotel under the reservation. The jury also saw two bills for Diddy's hotel stay, one which listed a charge for $500 for oil damage. We all know that's baby oil. And another bill included $300 to clean the drapes. Who knows what was on those drapes? Just nasty. I don't even want to know. And a fee for picking up 5 candles for Diddy. The only thing that the defense did during cross-examination was, I don't remember, it doesn't say who did it. Let's assume it was Brian Steele, because he's been pretty active. So Brian Steele says, the accompanying guest was Cassie Ventura. Sylvia Oken said yes, and the defense said nothing more. That was just that one question. Now, we'll find out in closing arguments what all of these little questions are. Sometimes we cannot put the pieces of the puzzle together right away. But through my guess is that he's going to say, or in closing, like, you heard about him being at these hotels and paying with his bad boy credit card. By the way, that goes for Rico. If you're paying on your company credit card, bad boy records, and having free costs, that goes to Rico. You're using corporate money that you're supposed to be paying for the music industry to have free costs, which is with SES trafficking and, women who you're paying, which is illegal. That's Rico, right? Because nobody was necessarily in the room, he could just say, well, Cassie was one of his artists and he was booking that hotel from what you guys are assuming were free costs, but maybe it was a business meeting. And how do you know where the oil came from? Which is a stretch, because the jury has heard everything that happens at these hotel rooms by billions of people. But like I always keep saying, the defense has to try something, right? Okay, so that was to sum up yesterday. Now we're going to get to today. Before court started today, there was an outburst. A woman breaks into an outburst during the Diddy trial. She says, it's not an effing game. They're coming for you. So it's alleged that this person was on Diddy's side and was like saying that whatever, the man is coming for him. Day 15 of the Diddy case, the trial opened with a chaotic moment that had folks in the courtroom shocked. An unidentified woman who wasn't a witness or official part of proceedings, let a fury of outburst out before people took their seats. She said, "Diddy, these MFers are laughing at you," she screamed. "This is not an effing game. They're coming for you." Security immediately escorted the woman out, but not before she delivered all of those things that she was saying. Whatever. Okay. Just wanted to throw that out to you guys in case you heard it. Okay. So let's get on to amazing testimony. Just huge evidence today. Direct evidence, not circumstantial evidence. What I've been talking about for the past couple of days. Great testimony from Eddie Garcia. Okay, so hold on. My notes say I have something in my phone here. Sorry that I'm all over the place, guys, but there's a lot of things. Okay, let me start out with my notes and then we'll get back. Well, let me start out with what I have in my phone and we'll get back to our notes, okay? So Eddie Garcia is there to prove Rico. He testified about bribery and witness tampering, okay? Former Intercontinental Hotel security guard testifies Diddy paid him $100,000 in exchange for a video of the 2016 incident with Cassie. Garcia testified Diddy paid him $100,000 in exchange for the video. He said that Diddy handed him the money in a brown paper bag at the time of the handoff. After giving Garcia the money, Diddy offered to walk him downstairs. Garcia said Diddy asked how he planned to spend the money and advised him against making large purchases. If you're wondering why Eddie Garcia signed an immunity agreement ahead of his testimony in Diddy's trial, his appearance on the stand on Tuesday made things more clear. Garcia, a former security guard at the Intercontinental Hotel, testified Diddy paid him $100,000 in exchange for his 2016 video of Diddy putting hands on Cassie. By the way, I told you guys that yesterday. Remember, the day started off with a man, a tall Hispanic man, coming and saying, "Hey, I do not want to testify here. I plead the fifth." The prosecution, Maureen Comey and team said, "You have to testify because we're going to give you immunity." That's what happens. You could plead the fifth. I don't want to incriminate myself. If I say what happened, I'm going to go to jail. Prosecution's like, "Don't worry. We want Diddy. We don't want you. You won't have to go to jail. Just tell us the truth." That was yesterday. Now he took the stand today, okay? That's what that paragraph was referring to. Garcia told the prosecutors that after the 2016 incident, he was contacted by Diddy's chief of staff, Christina. Anyway, I can't pronounce her last name, but it's KK. You guys have heard KK before, okay? Garcia said KK requested he give her the video, and he initially declined, saying he didn't have access to the server. He testified he told KK she needed to contact the security manager or obtain a warrant to get the video. Shortly after, KK put Garcia in direct contact with Diddy, who said he would take care of Garcia if he could get the video for him. Garcia notified his manager, Bill, who agreed to give Diddy the video for $50,000. Garcia said after the meeting with Diddy, he handed off the video. The mogul paid him $100,000, which he split with his coworkers. Garcia also testified he was required to sign an NDA, which stipulated he would have to pay Diddy's company $1 million if he violated the terms of the agreement. The NDA read that Garcia agreed there was only one copy of the video and he wouldn't speak about giving the video to Diddy or his company. Okay, if some of you might be thinking, hey, he signed an NDA, how could he talk about it now? NDAs can't cover you breaking the law. So I can have you sign an NDA not to talk about something and give you $1 million, but if it's to cover up a crime and the police come or prosecutions come and say, yo, did you do that crime? You could come and talk to me. You still don't owe me the $1 million, okay? I hear a lot of people online like, oh, he's going to have to give Diddy $1 million. He doesn't have to give Diddy nothing, okay? All right, I'll give you guys a couple of other things. Garcia told the prosecutors law enforcement was not called because Cassie did not request it. So that's a big thing people have said. Why didn't the hotel call the cops? Did Diddy pay them off? So no, it wasn't that Diddy paid them off right then and there. Is that the incident happened. We've seen the video. I played the long video for you guys a couple of weeks when the first security guard, his name slips my mind, but he's saying, and Ed Garcia is saying, they went up to Cassie and said, are you okay? Do you want us to call the cops? Cassie said, no, don't call the cops. So he testified that's why the cops were not called. He said he received a phone call from KK from a New York area, and that KK was Diddy's chief of staff of Combs Enterprises at the time. Super important for Rico. So Eddie Garcia is saying, this is the person who called me, KK. KK is the chief of staff for Combs Enterprises at the time. If it was maybe one of Diddy's friends, it wouldn't have been Rico. But anytime you have a company and you have somebody in your company doing illegal things, that is, and it's bribery, because you have somebody in your company calling me like, yo, I want to give you money for this video. And that's witness tampering. That's Rico. And there's 10 things under the Rico Act. You only have to prove that there was 2 violations in the past 10 years. So right there, with this testimony, that's Rico. It's already done. It's over. And this is direct evidence because there is an NDA for this testimony. It's not hearsay. It's not circumstantial evidence. It's not, oh yeah, well, he gave you $100,000. Well, I don't know if I believe you. Where's the money? They have a contract that says he gave him the $100,000. So Rico is done. He said she asked, he's talking about KK now. He said she asked about the video. He said he claimed Diddy was intoxicated at the time that the video was recorded and didn't remember the event. That drew an objection from the defense attorney, Brian Steele, which the judge sustained. Basically trying to say that it doesn't matter if Diddy was drunk or not, whatever. That's not what we're on trial. That's not what this part of the trial is. We're here to talk about the money. Was he intoxicated when he gave you the money? No, because it was a couple of days after, and they've been calling you, which I'm going to tell you guys more about. So Diddy's done. All right, couple of other little highlights. While on the phone calling back and forth, and by the way, they called him a couple of times. I have that in my notes here. But on one of the times when he was calling Ed Garcia to ask him for the videotape, he says that he really needs this videotape because this could ruin his career. And he knew how bad this was, and indirectly, this pretty much did ruin his career. Ironic. Another thing is Diddy called Eddie Garcia his angel and wanted to deal with him right away. Garcia said Diddy put Cassie on FaceTime, and she confirmed she did not want the video to become public because she had a movie coming out. So that was another thing I just told you about. Hey, do you want us to call the cops? No, please don't call the cops. Okay, Diddy wants to buy this video. Let's check with Cassie. That was one of the things that he was concerned about. Is Cassie okay with hiding this? Is she okay with me handing this over to you? Is she okay with you paying $100,000? Eddie says that at that time that she was on FaceTime, this is his testimony. He said that she does not want the tape to come out, and yes, give the tape to Diddy, which doesn't mean anything because this is part of Rico. So it doesn't matter what Cassie is telling him to do. It's still Rico. With the SEX trafficking and all the other stuff, that's where Cassie comes into play. Rico has nothing to do with it. Last thing, Garcia said, he brought out the NDA and talked about the $1 million. And he also confirmed that at the time he was making $10.50 an hour. So, of course, you can imagine somebody's making $10.50 an hour. You offer them $50,000. Of course, they're going to give you a tape, right? He said he witnessed Diddy feeding $100 bills into a counting machine. And it initially came complete when it got to $100,000. So he literally was counting out the $100,000 on a counting machine right in front of Ed Garcia. He just talks about him splitting the money up with his coworkers. He got the money in a paper bag. And Garcia said a security guard and KK witnessed the exchange. Again, really bad, the fact that the security guard, I forgot his name, but KK was there the whole time. KK orchestrated, she was there, saw the money change hands, etc. Okay, couple of other little tidbits. This is what I got from somebody who was in court, which some people are not reporting on. When they first called Eddie, they called him at the hotel. He was like, nah, sorry. They called him on his cell phone. He's like, I'm a little bit worried. How'd you get my cell phone? They got his house number. And Eddie says that's what really got him shook, because indirectly you have this billionaire, powerful guy, calling you at work. Okay. But the fact that I'm calling you at home, did he probably put a private investigator on him? And that it's got to scare anybody if Diddy finds out where you live and Diddy wants something from you. So it's goes to, I mean, it's never an excuse to break the law, but it goes to being a little bit more understandable, right? And I'm sure that's why the prosecution didn't have that much hesitation with giving him immunity. KK was the chief of staff, which I told you about, which applies to Rico. This is the first time that we've heard KK's name in the testimony. We have all heard about KK. She is going to be the bombshell witness for Rico. And I already think that Eddie is big. Just imagine when she talks, and she for sure has been granted immunity. They say that she's probably one of Diddy's co-defendants, but her case is sealed right now. And depending on how she does and how much she cooperates, she'll probably get granted full immunity. But she was right there, Diddy's right-hand woman. Okay. And now we just got testimony for it. So, because Eddie did this to stop Cassie from... Okay, so another thing why this is really bad for Diddy is the fact that Diddy paid for this tape. It enabled Cassie to ever have any evidence to go against Diddy for DV and ever... Because everyone's like, hey, how come you guys didn't bring a case of DV against Diddy? He put hands on her. Why didn't she go? She didn't have any evidence. So this now goes to witness tampering, which ties back to Rico. And it just looks even worse that, yes, you put hands on her, but then you enabled her from ever being able to press charges against you because you have a criminal organization under Rico that's really cleaning up the mess in these streets. Done. Button over. That's Rico, yo. That's Rico. The only chance now, like I said, is mistrial, or Diddy's defense team puts somebody on the stand when it's their time to present their case, but I don't see how they could get away from Rico at this point here. I have no idea. As the time I'm recording, Derek Ferguson is on the stand. I'll tell you a little bit about what he is testifying. If there's anything crazy, I'll come back and tell you in breaking news, or I'll just tell you guys tomorrow. But he's Diddy's money man. I don't remember his exact, I don't know if he's like a chief financial officer, but he is testifying about traces of money. And he was talking about Janice Combs Enterprises being a shell company. Janice Combs is Diddy's mom, and also Janice Combs Record. And that's how they are funneling money around. And that goes out to asset forfeiture. Why the feds are doing this and talking about this is that if they could prove that the money that Diddy was using for Rico was funneled through all of these companies, Diddy is not only just done, but they'll seize all of Diddy's assets. This is why Derek Ferguson is very, very important to this case and what he's up testifying right now. If they could prove that this activity that he was doing came from Bad Boy, the money, was filtered around, came through his mom's name, went through another name, was a shell company, was an account here in Bahamas. This one here used Freak Off. This one here. They take everything, dude. That private jet that he's making money off of, the houses. Well, I don't know if they could tie in some, the feds are going to take everything, man. People were telling me that like his kids might end up with nothing. Like that's, if they beat this, if they get this case, and they get him charged on Rico, and this money trail works out, Diddy's not just going to be in jail. He will be broke in jail. And I told you guys last week that he was worth close to $1 billion, pretty much $1 billion. Now Forbes estimated that he's worth $400 million, which is still a ton load of money for somebody like Diddy who's under a federal investigation and is losing everything. He's still worth $400 million. That could go down to almost, if they could seize everything. All right, that's it for the Diddy case. Like I said, if anything else pops up, we'll come back in and let you know. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. All right, forget quick news. That Diddy recap took so long. We're about to do speed news. Ring my bell. Our first quick story. Vanessa Bryant seemingly addresses pregnancy rumors. Thank you, Vanessa. Vanessa has come out and said, me protecting my peace, not pregnant, and having fun all summer. Okay, of course, everybody's talking about the fact that she is not pregnant, which I told you guys yesterday. She's no way that she's going to do that. I know Kobe, it's only been 4 or 5 years, but they already have, well, I'm about to say 5 kids. So sad. 4 kids now after what happened. And yes, she can move on, and yes, she could be in another relationship. And like I said, this is what I was about to say. I'm really happy with this, that she's saying that she's having fun. I'm happy that she's out here living her life. But I just knew in my heart that 4 years to have a new kid after you have 4 kids and dealing with the loss of a kid, there's just no way. There's just no way. Anyways, shout out to Vanessa Bryant. Our second quick story. Akademiks says Kai Cenat is going to be the first billionaire streamer and predicts he'll own a streaming service. All right, y'all know I love to highlight and to give flowers to other content creators. Akademiks predicts Kai Cenat will become a billionaire and a big power player and owning his own streaming service sometime in the near future. He says Kai is red hot right now and making all the right decisions. As he said before, streamers look like they're about to take over rappers right now. And hey, we ain't mad at it. It's going to be interesting to see what takes place over the next few years. All right, I had a video, but I'm not going to play it. Just highlighting the fact that streaming, YouTubers, podcasters, like we are the future of media. And streaming is led by Kai Cenat, doing amazing. I think I told you guys yesterday about Mr. Beast having 400 million followers and becoming a billionaire. Just really nice to see Kai Cenat, 23 years old, the leader in the streaming world, possibly making $1 billion one day off of streaming content creating. Love this, man. Shout out to Kai. Our third quick story, a conversation Cardi B fans are not ready to have. All right, yesterday I told you guys about Cardi B and Stefon Diggs, or maybe it was Monday. Anyways, not too sure. About Stefon Diggs and Offset and them going back and forth online. And while a lot of people are super happy for Cardi B, myself included, y'all know how much I love Cardi, I was like, hey, Cardi, just be careful out here with Stefon Diggs because he may be worse than Offset. Offset married you. You guys have kids. And I understand he did you wrong for years. Totally understand you leaving him. But yesterday I was like, yo, be very careful. You're on Instagram. You're on internet flaunting this new relationship. Stefon Diggs is not an angel. I hope that in a year from now, Offset doesn't have the last laugh because we all know you're doing this to upset Offset. Not the relationship, but showing it out all on Instagram. I just hope in a year from now, Offset doesn't have the last laugh when Stefon Diggs gets like another girl pregnant or he's out on some boat or some yacht with another. Just be careful. I've been telling you guys about his football, teammates saying how bad he is, and now he was voted the person on the team less likely or that they would want him to date their sister or something like that. Anyways, I found the video. Listen.
What guy on this team would you least like to date your sister?
What the hell? Diggs.
Stefon Diggs.
Diggs is the guy.
Least I should date my sister, Diggs. 100%.
Why Diggs?
No.
He's crazy.
He's not a guy that you want to bring home to your parents.
All right, and if that's not bad, here's Akademiks saying what he's doing to other rappers' girlfriends. Like, this is how bad Stefon is. He is doing this to rappers' baby mamas. Take a quick listen.
Cardi, you ain't flexing on not a motherfucking person till that put a ring on your finger. By the way, he's fucking 5 other rappers' baby moms. Unless Cardi gets a ring from him, this ain't no flex.
Cardi, I'm only saying this out of love, man. I said yesterday, maybe this might be a rebound and a fun thing. And if it is, go ahead. Just be careful. But shout out to Stefon, like no hate, but yo, we got to protect Cardi at all costs. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Cardi B. Our fourth quick story. 50 Cent posted this yesterday. For those of you who are not seeing it, there's a picture with kids in a classroom. And he says, this is my entrepreneurial program in Shreveport. I don't care if you like this. I'm excited about it. I notice you guys only like when I post negative things. The quick caption says 50 Cent with a post about his business that empowers urban kids. He also mentioned people only like when he posts negative content. All right. Totally agree with him. Us, media, bloggers, YouTubers, etc. We do like to harp on the negative because I know it's what people like to hear, unfortunately. So I want to do my due diligence of posting the positive stuff. Whenever 50 Cent does some wild stuff, we talk about it. So shout out to 50, entrepreneurial program. Love to see it. Shout out to 50. Our fifth quick story. Kylie Jenner shares her boob job specs. All right, to give you guys a little bit of context, I'll play the video. Ask and you shall receive. Content creator Rachel made a video asking Kylie Jenner to reveal the details behind her boob job, and Kylie did just that. Sis had no gatekeeping on this end. Here's a video. Take a listen.
This is a TikTok for Kylie Jenner, okay? If you're not Kylie Jenner and you don't care about boob jobs, plastic surgery, just keep scrolling. Girl, please, can you just tell us? I promise you, my followers, lovely. Safe space on here. Please, can you just tell me /us/ anyone that's interested what it is that you asked for when you had your boobs done? To me, you have got what I am like looking for, like to have done in terms of like a boob job. It's like the most perfect natural looking boob job ever. They're still big, but whatever way you've had the implants, if they are implants, or if you had like fat transfer, to me, it is perfection.
Well, Kylie responded and said 445 cc, modern profile, half under the muscle, silicone, Garth Fisher. Hope this helps, laugh out loud. I guess Garth Fisher is maybe the name of the doctor. Shout out to Kylie. Yo, sharing the I was supposed to say like sharing the wealth, but like sharing the beauty tips for the ladies. I don't know. Do you ladies out there, were you guys speculating? Was her boob job that amazing that we had to know like the details and the specs? Y'all tell me in the comment section below. Our sixth quick story. Savanna Chrisley asks, is Tory Lanez guilty, yes or no? All right, Savanna Chrisley was on the phone with Tory Lanez's dad. If you recall, Savanna partnered with the Trump administration to organize her parents, Todd Chrisley and Julie Chrisley's pardon from prison. In 2023, Lanez was found guilty of the incident with Megan Thee Stallion in a superior court of law and is currently facing 10 years, a 10-year sentence with charges that include blah, 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 blah. I don't know why they just listed that, like we don't know. This is just yet another person that might get on Tory Lanez's side. She seems like she's kind of like on the fence. I guess she has a lot of momentum now. The fact that she just got her parents out and got a Trump pardon. I don't know why she's really like sticking her nose into this. People in the comment section are like, what business of this is yours? Like, what are you, a lawyer now? Like, what is this? But of course, then there's some people who are like, as much people as we could get on Tory's side, free Tory. You know, there's a big free Tory movement going on. Anyways, here is a quick video of Savanna. Take a listen.
All right, y'all. I just got off the phone with Tory Lanez's father, and I would love to know your insight and whether you think he is guilty or he's not. I am obviously beginning to educate myself on this case, and I see a lot of inconsistencies that really cause me to question.
All right, it's time for my favorite segment of the show, question comments of the day. I do really like question of the day, but y'all know my favorite is comments of the day. That was funny. All right, before I start comments of the day, I have a very, very important question to ask you. Is your computer, laptop, or cell phone vulnerable to data breaches? Well, let me answer that question for you. Yes, they are if you're not using Aura, today's sponsor, the all-in-one digital security platform. Go to my sponsor below, aura.com/Trent Out Loud to get a 14-day free trial to find out if any of your data has been exposed. I tell you guys every day I joke around reading this script here, but it is a great 14-day free trial experience. If any of your data from your phone, your laptop, all of us are on the internet. This is a 14-day free trial to find out if any of your information has already been exposed. Did I just say that twice? I do have a couple of people in the comment section today that actually got on Aura that I'm going to give you some like personal feedback. That's how good they are. But before that, if you're ever wondering how scammers get your cell phone or why your inbox is full with spam, here is why. There are companies called data brokers and they sell your data and they do it without your consent, making billions of dollars selling it to marketers, scammers, and even stalkers. That is why I recommend today's sponsor, Aura, to my family, friends, and out louders. Aura does the hard part, automatically removing your information off of these sites and keeping it off. Now, some of you might be out there saying, well, Trent, I already have a digital security protection. I don't need Aura. First, this is free to try it. 1. 2, when you have other digital security tools, it's like having your front door open and keeping your back door, having your front door locked and keeping your back door open and not using Aura, because Aura is one of the only 360 all-in-one digital security platform tools out there. It is 99.9% foolproof, all right? They're the best on the market. And I'm going to tell you that 1.0001%, they also have a solution for that, but hold on. With Aura, you get alerts if your personal information is found on the dark web, real-time fraud alerts for your credit card and banking. They also give you a secure VPN, antivirus, password manager, and they have a US-based support system around the clock. Actually, honestly, that's one of the best customer service ever. They are amazing. Now, here's the part where I was telling you about that 0.001%. If anything should ever happen, Aura offers a $5 million identity theft protection insurance. That brings you up to 100, all right? And you could try it right now, free for 14 days. What more can I say, man? I got into a breach and I got into a problem back in the day. That's how I found about Aura. I told all my friends about it and I called them and I said, yo, can you guys do something for the Out Louders? I want you guys to sponsor this section. So they're here every day supporting the Out Louders, all right? Oh, yeah, sorry. I'm going to put up the QR code. Take your phone out. Turn your camera on, point it to the screen. The link will come up. Oh, yes, I also forgot to tell you, for those of you who are not familiar with Aura, let me just want to show you how big they are. They used to be the jersey badge for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Here is a picture of Anthony Edwards, and here is a picture of Karl Anthony Towns when he used to play. Just showing you the large scale they're at, okay? So 14 days free. Don't miss out. All right, let me get to the comments of the day. My homeboy Mello, y'all know I get excited when I see men commenting. There's always women commenting. We have 70% women listeners here. Mello, tell some of your boys to listen to the show, okay? Share it amongst your boys. We need a balance here. We need men and women commenting and watching the show. Anyways, my brother Mello, if I'm not mistaken, I think Mello is, anyways, I'm not going to guess in case you're from the wrong place. Here we go. Ohio boy. Anyways, let me read. Cousin Trent, what's good? Ohio boy here. Just to say your sports predictions are terrible. Laugh out loud. Me and my lady got the Aura family plan today because somebody tried some things with her social security number. And last but not least, I need a hat. Laugh out loud. All right, Bello, what up? So happy to hear about you getting on the family plan. I haven't even told you guys about the family plan, but once I want to save some surprises, I want to under promise and over deliver. There's family plans, your like laptops, all the devices. I'm telling you, it's so good. Get on it. Mello, my sport predictions this year have been terrible. You are 100% right. Horrible. I was right with football though. Well, except for the Super Bowl. All right. You know what? I'm really batting horribly in 2025, but I am really good most of the times. And talking about that, we have been talking about merch and those hats. I'm thinking about the hat that I was wearing yesterday, the Exclude hat. Those are the hats from my store. That was my brand, my national sneaker boutique. I have literally about 200, maybe not like 150. I am going to work out someday where I'll have like giveaways and I'll give out hats in the time that it takes me to make some Trent Out Loud merch for you guys. All right. Anyways, shout out to Mello. Ohio, what up? And send a podcast to some guys, all right? All right, our next one is from Pat Wood. Hey, Trent and the Out Louders. Mia's testimony is unbelievable. I do not believe her. I'm disappointed in the prosecution. I think they aren't doing a good job, and Diddy is going to get off. All right, Pat Woods. Listen, it's not an easy case to prosecute or present. They have a lot of circumstantial evidence. And at the end of the day, we all know that Diddy is guilty. Like I said in today's show, they did a great job proving Rico. I don't know if he's going to get off of that. And Rico, if I'm not mistaken, holds the longest sentence. That's what can hold him in there for life. So if they maybe don't get him on the SCX trafficking, force, fraud, and coercion, I'm pretty sure they'll get him on the Rico. I was on the fence about Rico before. After today, bro, that's direct evidence. Anyways, he's not getting off. For sure, because like I told you guys, the third charge of just SCX trafficking, he will still get found guilty for. He'll get time served and get out, but he's still found guilty. He'll still be on probation. He'll still lose a lot of things. So he is not going to get off scot-free, okay? Next one is Sandra. I think it's Sandra Hart. She said, I will leave St. Louis so fast to sit in seat number 6. Eye candy. All right, because of this comment, I literally had to go back and see what seat number 6 is. And seat number 6 is sitting in between, Shamar Moore and Travis Kelce. For those of you who didn't see yesterday's episode, I think this was just in quick news, and I think I just did it quickly for fun. And here is the picture again. And the thing is that there's only middle seats in the plane, and out of these 10, who would you sit beside? And I didn't remember a couple of names yesterday, so just to apologize, sorry, Jack Harlow. He's beside Jalen Hurts in number 3. I knew everybody else. I still don't know who's in number 7. I have no clue who those two guys are, but everybody else I do. Shout out to Jack Harlow. And so funny that you brought up Shamar Moore. It actually made me think about a picture, an old school picture I have with me and Shamar Moore. I just wanted to show it to you guys. Whenever you guys talk to me about like old school stuff, I always like to bring up old pictures for fun. Here's me and Shamar Moore. I don't even remember where we're at or whatever, but shout out to Shamar. That is my guy, good friend of mine. Shout out to Shamar. Okay, next we're going to go to Tez. Tez says, so huge sigh today I passed a month in with Aura. Oh my gosh, Trent, didn't know their names. Boy, bye. All right, I thought that was hilarious. Again, another person a month in with Aura. Love when you guys comment how great Aura is working out for you. That makes me feel good. Warms my heart because I did a lot of work to try to get that 14 days free for you guys. And yeah, y'all know I'm bad with names. Horrible, but I made up for it with Jack Harlow, okay? Next one is Loretta Crawford. I Googled it. Sorry if that's not the proper pronunciation. Loretta. Hey, Trent, love you. Working on getting Aura now. Will let you know when I have it. Again, another potential customer. Please, Loretta, let me know when you get it and how it works out for you, all right? All right, that is it for comments of the day. Again, the link is below. 14-day free. Costs you nothing. If y'all want to continue after the 14 days, that's up to y'all. But at least go out and find out if any information has leaked. And I promise you, some of your information has leaked. You get spam phone calls. You get weird things in your email. They can stop all of that for you. And trust me, don't wait till it's too long like my man Mello when his girl got her social security number taken. It's amazing, okay? Here's the QR code one more time. And thank you guys very much for all your comments. All right, this brings us to social discussion of the day. Okay, I'm so mad that we're running low on time. Really wanted to dig into this one, but propaganda I'm not falling for is people loving people they cheat on. You do not. Okay, so do you agree that somebody could cheat and still love the person they cheated on? That's today's social discussion of the day. I'm going to go to some comments and then hand it over to you guys. Somebody else said, how are you going to tell somebody who they love? Okay, whatever. Love can't exist where there's no respect. Nope, love does not stop you from cheating. Respect does. Respect is worth way more than love. Same way you can love your parents and still let them down, it comes to respect. Okay, so that means if you let your parents down, you don't respect them? I see what you're trying to say, but that analogy is a little flawed, but I get what you're trying to say. A person that constantly cheats on you, yes. Oh, here, sorry, that it was cut off. A person that continuously cheats on you, yes. But I've cheated one time and I really loved the person. I just wasn't treated the way I deserved. And I felt he didn't listen or appreciate me plus more. He's a great man nonetheless. And it was a mistake I wish I could take back, but I can't. I did everything I could to get him back. Plus it never happened again. I love him. I'm in love with him. And things really changed for the better. It was a mistake I never thought I would make, but I'm human. And it's one of the biggest regrets ever in my life. I judged people too until it happened to me. So just to make sure that comes from a woman. It looks like he forgave her because she says, and things really changed for the better. So it sounds like they went through it, worked on it, and now they have a better relationship. Another person says relationships are overrated these days. Just get money, travel, and love who loves you. Hey. I don't agree, but fine. Cheaters don't even love themselves enough to just stay single so they could sleep with whoever they want, whenever they want, and it won't be cheating. So how are they going to love you when they don't love themselves? Whew, that's a bar. Internet got them thinking their opinion is law. You can love somebody you cheat on. Ladies, you can leave somebody you love. Ladies, you can leave somebody you love. Okay. Correct. Better or worse does not include cheating. Worse is if you lose your job, get ill. I got it. You cheated. That's your choice. Oh, she's talking about better or worse. Okay, I get it. She's basically leaving. All right. So I gave you a couple of examples there, right? Somebody said they don't love themselves either. So I really don't have a lot of time to get into this. I'll wait for you guys to answer below. As you guys know, when I talk about social discussion, that's when I'm really on the fence about things. And I think cheating is wrong, yes. But the question is, can you love somebody and still cheat on them? And the reason why it's hard to answer is because when you really love somebody, you love that person, cheating on the pain that the cheating will bring that person, how can you bring that person through such pain if you love them? What is there that you're getting out of that situation that's so positive or pleasurable for you that it's worth the pain you're going to cause to the other person that you supposedly love? If you really love them, how can you cause them that much pain? On the flip side, like somebody said, you could really love somebody and never want them to have that much pain, but you yourself could be going through something and you're not thinking straight. There could be so many other incidences. There could be I don't have time to get into it right now, but there could be instances. But I think ultimately at the end of the day, a partnership, and not even marriage, but even if you're living with somebody, you're supposed to love somebody. Love is something I take seriously, man. If you love somebody, real love, and that's what's so amazing about love is that it encompasses so many things, respect, honesty, character, your life, there's so many things that I feel like I said it wasn't going to be long and I'm still talking. I feel like people say love, but people don't realize that love is just not loving somebody. The fact of loving somebody means 20 other things. To me, that's what love is. Love is not just one entity. I love somebody means that I'm going to be honest with you, that I'm going to be there for you, that I'm going to support you, that I'm going to blah, 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 blah. There's 30 or 40 things. That's why finding love is so hard. Jeez. Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Could you love somebody and still cheat on them? All right, this brings us to question of the day. All right, I'm zooming through this. What's one thing that you cannot wrap your head around? First person said, it's funny, how Young Miami was able to separate herself from Diddy so smoothly. I think that's hilarious because it's so true. Everybody was caught up in a bunch of stuff. She was the last one with him. You don't hear nothing about Young Miami. Anyways, hey, the case is not done yet. You never know. Somebody said, I can't wrap my head around bad police. Okay, I got a lot to say about that, but I'm low on time. But yeah, it's definitely bad having bad police, but I get it. I get why there's some bad police because they're just bad people that go into bad policing. Anyways, I digress. Another person said, folks, really put this man in the Oval Office for a second time. I knew there was going to be something political here. Another person said, I can't get my head around how much God loves me. These rent prices every day keep breaking up after the baby. What, everybody keep breaking up after the baby comes? That is hard to wrap my head around. Jeez, that's my biggest nightmare. Why pay into insurance as a safety for emergencies, but when an emergency occurs, you still have to pay out of pocket before the insurance begins paying anything? Okay, but you only pay a little, $5,000 or $1,000, and it could be for, I don't know, a $60,000 car or a $500,000 house. But I get you're trying to make a joke. Being a graduate, but you can't get hired because you have no experience. How am I supposed to get experience if nobody hires me? Ooh, I love questions like this. A man that creates children and doesn't take care of them. Y'all know I could not wrap my head around that at all. Anthony Edwards. People who protect people who put hands on people, 1,000%. Women who are with married men, 1,000%. And I can go on and on. Okay. How come you didn't put how if men that sleep with, maybe I should add out sleep. Men that are with married women. Why health insurance is so high. I don't know if I could read this. Paying for women products. Like we had a choice if we can get our women things or not. Why prescription glasses are not free. Punish me financially, but I can't see. That's insane. Oh my gosh. All right. I gotta stop it there, but this is really funny. Maybe I'll do part 2 of this tomorrow. Anyways, let me know in the comment section below, what is something you cannot wrap your head around? All right, y'all. That is a wrap on today's show. Thank you so much for kicking it with me. I thought we had a good show. Boop, boop. Diddy, you're over, bro. Rico, done in the bag. I've been giving the prosecution a hard time about circumstantial evidence, hearsay, and direct evidence. We got direct evidence today, man. It's a wrap. I think the prosecution should rest, put Diddy on, and we're done. Just want to let you know, because this is where I talk to you guys off the cuff about things. I'm working on something with the Diddy trial. Just FYI. I'll let you guys know about it more tomorrow, but I'm working on getting you guys some more, what can I say? Direct access. Working on it. All right. Before I let you guys go, just want to remind you to click the link below. You heard people in the comment section saying how amazing Aura was. Click the link below. Sign up for Aura. It's free for 14 days. Free. 14 days. Here is the QR code. Take out your phones, cameras, boom, it'll bring you to the link. All right. Before I let you guys go, just want to remind you of all the ways to keep up with the Trent Out Loud podcast. For my YouTubers, if you're ever going on a flight or going in the car, you don't have access to the internet, have no fear. We're available on podcast platforms. You can download the show and take us with you. Head on over to any podcast site, type in Trent Out Loud, the show will pop up. Don't forget to hit the follow or subscribe button so that you can be notified every time we upload a new show. And just like YouTube, we upload daily. All right. You never have to miss a show. Now, vice versa. For those of you who are on podcast platforms, thank you so much for your downloads and your support. However, we really want you guys to come hang out with us over here on YouTube. It's a vibe. That's where all the out louders hang out. The comment section is lit over here. Okay. Head on over to YouTube, type in Trent Out Loud, the show pop up. Couple of housekeeping rules. You got to hit that subscribe button that gives you entrance into the Out Loud family. You got to hit that like button to get the algorithming. Please comment. It's super important to me. I do this podcast by myself and I need somebody to talk to. If you guys don't give me comments back, I don't know what's good or what's not or whatever. So I need your feedback. If you don't want to join in on a conversation, that's fine too. Just at least let me know, hey, Trent, I'm listening from here. This is a global podcast and I like to know what state or country or continent you're watching from. All right. For those of you who want to follow me out, I forgot. For those of you who are really liking the show, loving the show, please try to share it with your family, friends, and loved ones because it helps them growing the channel. Mello, send it to all your boys. All guys who are listening, make sure you send it to all your boys, all right? We need an equal playing field around here. For those of you who want to follow me outside of the show, I'm available on all social platforms. It's always the same handle, Trent Out Loud. I'm the most active on Instagram. I post some of your stories, some of your comments in my stories, so make sure you follow me there. We also recently started a blog page on Instagram called Formally Out Loud, FORMALLY Out Loud. And there we will put stories throughout the day, stories that we'll be talking about on the podcast, or after we record, we'll put some stories there so you get to know what we are talking about. For example, today, Antione Massey, we posted his whole, what do you call it? It's not really a confession, but his whole plea to the public on there. We're here. We only played 30 or 40 seconds. Formally Out Loud, we will play the entire 7 to 10 minute video. All right. So make sure you check out Formally Out Loud. I'll see you for tomorrow's show. Thanks for kicking with me. Peace. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy, Trent Out Loud. Peace.